Nick Sirianni got his extension. The Phillies are in first place. Since we last talked, Jose Alvarado got suspended for basically the rest of the year. So we got lots of Eagles and lots of Phillies things on the agenda today. Trending in the AM, we are live, giving it our best effort in 30 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody. Welcome to Trending in the AM, right here on the STT Sports Network. We are live, YouTube, Twitter. Please, wherever you're watching, hit that like button, hit that share button, and please subscribe. Start the show at 523 subscribers, so let's try to get that number up today. Let's try to make sure everybody hits that like button and share button. It's free to do. The only free thing you'll do today is help me promote this great show, guys. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. And guys, hang in there. I'm a little under the weather today. Well, I've been a little under the weather for a few days. So I'm going to do my best in a very nasally, coughy, scratchy voice way. I'm going to do my best because there's too much on the agenda to talk about and to continue skipping shows. So we're going to try to power through today. We've got Nick Sirianni, got a major extension from the Philadelphia Eagles. He'll be here long term as expected, but I think we need to continue to, praise the work that Nick Sirianni did and has done so far compared to all the criticism he has faced. So we are going to talk about that. Obviously, since the last time we went live, Jose Alvarado was suspended for 80 games in the playoffs. So pretty much Jose Alvarado's career with the Philadelphia Phillies is over. Jordan Romano has looked better, but what do the Philadelphia Phillies do with the closer situation? The bullpen remains to be seen, so we are going to talk about that. And yes, we're going to talk about that the Phillies are in first place. They've won again last night while I was sickly sleeping or trying to sleep. So we have the Phillies to discuss as well. So let's get right into the comments. Obviously, this was from last night. No. Very, very early this morning. Hurts is paid exactly the correct amount. Don't start, because I put in originally before the Nick Sirianni extension, the title was, is Jalen Hurts underpaid? Because Brock Purdy got a major, major contract extension from the San Francisco 49ers. Which is really ridiculous that now Jalen Hurts is the 11th paid quarterback based off of annual salary. Patrick Mahomes is 15th on it. That's crazy. It's crazy numbers there. Good morning, Rick. How you doing? I'm sure you're happy with your first place Phillies. Scotty Scheffler did win the PGA championship. Absolutely. Is there a more boring championship player in sports the last 30, 40 years than Scotty Scheffler? K1, the only name I could come up with is Tim Duncan. Who's the most boring superstar championship athlete out there over the last 30 years? That will throw that into the conversation as well. That home run Schwarber hit yesterday is still going. Yeah, I saw the replay this morning. I passed out by that point. Sorry. Anybody know how much money Sirianni got? We do not know, Rick. I was out on the golf course yesterday, and I did not see anything until I got home last night. Then I saw that, and I was like, wow. I went all over the internet. I could not find a thing on the numbers. Just a multi-year extension. The reports are it's in the same price tag realm of what what's his name, Ben Johnson got from the Bears to go be their head coach. So you're looking at probably 4-year, 5-year extension, probably in the range of $12 to $14 million a year. I think Johnson got $13 million, so somewhere 12, 13, 14 million, probably about 4 or 5 years. So something like that is what it'll come out as, but it hasn't come up yet. Good morning, Little G. Hope you're well. Yes, kick the Cowboys' butt. 300 for Schwarber. Yeah, good for him. He really wanted to hit it in front of the home crowd, he said, but there were so many Phillies fans cheering him when he did it, chanting MVP. So you got to love how Philadelphia sports fans travel all year long. Kenny, that is not the answer to my question. Hurts now is paid too little. He's paid less than men who have not won a Super Bowl. Duck, I can make the argument that after that extension, was announced yesterday, I can make the. Sorry, Hurts is paid too little. Sorry. But you were saying Sirianni, but yes, Hurts is paid too little. So my question on the Jalen Hurts thing is, at what point does Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes get extensions? Because Patrick Mahomes is even 15th. He's only making $45 million a year. Just think about that. Dak's making $60 million a year. Patrick Mahomes is making 45. So actually, Patrick Mahomes might get an extension next year because I was looking at his contract breakdown, and next year and the following, 26 and 27, they got like $70 million cap hits, the Chiefs. So they'll extend him to fix that cap. And then Jalen Hurts, obviously. 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls, 1 victory. Jalen Hurts is underpaid, but you know what? According to Nooms, he's paid exactly what he is. I think the middle ground on Jalen Hurts is more of a compliment to Howie Roseman, getting a guy locked up before the market is set, setting the market for everybody else. So all these guys are getting paid. So in a year, maybe next offseason, maybe 2 off seasons, Jalen Hurts will get his next extension or restructure, which will put him up in the top 3 or 4. But then all the other guys will want more than that. So the Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy, all these quarterback things all come down to the GM of the football team and how he sets the bar. He doesn't have to try to beat the bar. Sirianni's contract has not been released. Again, I expect it to be about 4 to 5 years, about $13 million a year. So 4 years, 13 would be $52 million. I expect about that. Yeah, Tim Duncan and Scotty Scheffler. They're the only 2 names I can come up with as the most boring championship superstar players in sports over the last 30 years. There's got to be more boring championship players, but they got to be the top 2. Those 2 boys just win, or one. Tim Duncan, win, Scotty Scheffler. Cool, whatever. On to the next thing. Nick Sirianni deserves more than Ben Johnson. That dude never won shit. I agree. I agree for sure on that. But that's just what the reports, Rick, were stating, that it would have been right around the Ben Johnson contract. Excuse me. That's just what they're reporting. So Wayne Gretzky, pretty boring. I saw somebody else say that to me on Twitter. Probably, yeah. That might be up there. That might fall outside the last 30 years, but yeah. Kawhi is boring. I don't know if he's boring. Excuse me. I don't know if Kawhi Leonard is a boring championship superstar. So I think quietly, Kawhi causes a lot of drama behind the scenes. I just have this weird feeling. So maybe on the surface, and save some of these, Steve, because we're going to talk about this on Fairway to Heaven tonight at 6 o'clock as well. When will Hurts do State Farm commercials? Hopefully never. Although I'd rather him do State Farm commercials than Cure auto insurance commercials, because everybody seems to do the Cure commercials here in Philly, and the Cure auto commercials are they're just awful. They're just terrible. They're just really the worst. So let him do that. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe he's not allowed to do those because he's with Jordan. Maybe Jordan makes him be a little bit more picky on his commercial choices. All right, what is up? What's going on, dude? The cat dragged me here. I was very, very close to just postponing this show. I'm not going to lie. There was a very, very close chance that I was postponing this. I feel like dog shit today. Just saying it. Nick stinks. Well, that's just your opinion, man, and it's wrong. Phillies in first place. Union in first place. What is the life right now? Yeah, what? Yeah, like what's going on? I didn't even know the Union were in first place. We're still the defending Super Bowl champions as well. Bro, Nuggies. Okay. Yeah. No. Who cares? No, I did not. I have not smoked anything. I am just sick, and that is all Claire's fault. One of my employees came to work Thursday and Friday, sick as shit, claiming it was allergies. Now my wife and I have like the worst cold in the world. It's not a flu. It's just all right here and right here and right here. Just so much congestion, coughing, sneezing, to get really graphic, yellow mucusy stuff. It's just so much. It's brutal. Excuse me. Buffalo Bills fans are boring. That's true. Unpopular opinion, but on actual stats, I think Hurts is getting paid fair. He is an important piece of the puzzle, but I don't think he'd be as good without other that. That's a extremely unpopular opinion, because I think he elevates players around him as well. So I think that's a very very opinion right there from you, Peanut. I get what you're saying. I also was on Party on Broad last night with Dives and company, and I said that breakout star for the Eagles this year, or star that's going to exceed expectations, is Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts is going to, do even more this year and win the MVP. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Jason? How you doing? Hope you are well. I don't get the sense that Sirianni nor Hurts are driven by ego or money. It's a foundational piece of championship culture they've built. Yeah, I love this comment from you, Jason. Let me read something here. This is part of Jeffrey Lurie's quote from giving the extension. A head coach since we hired him 4 years ago, his authentic style of leadership, football intelligence, passion for the game, and growth mindset have helped to bring out the best in our team. It's that his authentic style of leadership. That's just something very, very interesting right there. So yeah, there you go. I think his quotes, the authenticness of Nick Sirianni is so special to the championship culture that's built here in Philadelphia. And Jalen Hurts, I think there's ego in Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts wants to be the best. Jalen Hurts wants to get the recognition as the best. So I think there is a little ego, but that ego of his is what drives him to lead this team the way he does. Yeah, basically. Flag football, yeah. So they're going to pretty much vote today to allow NFL players to be on Olympic flag football teams. Who's your quarterback for Team USA? Is it Jalen Hurts? Is it Lamar Jackson? Brock Purdy? Who is it? Well, I love Jalen Hurts to get that honor. I think we've already seen what happens when our star players, Joel Embiid, play in the Olympics. So maybe I don't want any Eagles playing on Team USA. Mucus, oh, dude, it's brutal, my man. Cough if I could be a guest. Yeah, I'm gonna cough a lot. All right, so we're gonna throw Mitchie Poo under the bus. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Mitchie Poo's trying to start a morning show of his own. Courtwell, does Mitchie Poo get a ban for trying to start his own morning show now? I mean, come on. Like, he often imitate it, never duplicate it. Trying to compete with me? You're dead to me, Mitchie Poo. I'm just kidding with you. Not really, but I am. Not really. Maybe. Who does he elevate, Smitty, Brown, or Barkley? Those guys would dominate without Hurts, because Barkley dominated so much without Hurts. A.J. Brown was a really good wide receiver who became a great wide receiver with Jalen Hurts. Devontae Smith, we'll never know because he's only played with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts elevates the whole entire team, okay, to be better. He lead the way he leads them. Yeah, you can't. I hate the argument that a player is only great because of the team around him. Those guys, you put a different quarterback. Who says A.J. Brown is going to have the numbers he has? Who says Saquon Barkley rushes for that number of yards without our offensive line or without the threat of Jalen Hurts? I disagree. Sad Bills fans follow championship shows. Sorry, loser. You're not accepted in the Winners Club. Yeah. I reported Nick was going to be fired. You were wrong. Frankie Louvu is, yes, he is. The Eagles weren't campaigning for the tush push. They were building a hit list. Yeah, pretty much. Elevated Kenny Gainwell. That's true. That's true. Yeah, exactly. Isn't Hurts the rep for flag football for the Olympics already? He's like a rep. Yes. Doesn't mean he's going to play. And until the vote goes through today, there's no guarantees. Please. All right, back at it here. So yeah, a fair point on Hurts' ego. I probably should have said that Hurts' ego is fueled by victories and not money. There you go. I think that's a fair way to describe it right there as well, Jason. His ego is fueled by his want to be the best, his want to win every game, and that's it. With Mitchie starting his own morning show, is it now the starting 11? The core 12 goes to the starting 11. Yeah, maybe. It is definitely not that, but it's something. I don't know. I didn't make any pizzas yesterday. I might have to make a few today. I don't know. But yeah, look, it is what it is. I blame Claire, the delivery driver. She got us all sick. Hurts' contract doesn't matter because the bulk of the contract is coming up, and they'll extend him next offseason. They don't have to pay the bulk of that contract immediately. I think they pay a bulk of it immediately always because they put a lot of that money up front in the form of a signing bonus to save on those the cap hits get stretched out down the line. But yeah, look, Jalen Hurts' contract is a steal. It really, truly is. Here are the top 10 quarterbacks in annual salaries. 10, Dak Prescott, $60 million. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Jordan Love, all tied for second at 55. Tua at 53.1. Goff, Purdy at 53 per. Herbert at 52.5. And Lamar Jackson at 52. That's a lot of money to a lot of not. Out of the top 10 paid quarterbacks, only Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy, and Jared Goff have even played in a Super Bowl. None of the top 10 quarterbacks have even won a Super Bowl. Only 3 of them have even played in a Super Bowl. How many of them even got into a championship game? Josh Allen has, obviously, Burrow, Goff, Purdy, and Lamar. So only 5 of the 10 have even gotten to their conference championship game. That's a problem. Yeah, something like that. You're all behind. We have moved off translated core 12 to the conclave of the Illuminati. That is true. That is true. American football in the Olympics is going to be more one-sided than Olympic basketball in the 90s. Yeah, Big Al, I don't know where this push to get flag football in the Olympics really came from. Like, why they're even pushing for it, honestly. Like, it's not an Olympic sport to me. Like, unless you're playing real tackle football, which you wouldn't want your star athletes playing, I just don't see the point in flag football in the Olympics. I mean, I'll watch it. It'll be cool, but I don't see the long-lasting staying power for it. Purdy is mid. Yeah, I think he's a little better than mid, but he's not much better than mid. Hurts' contract is another work of art by Howie. Absolutely agree with you. None of the quarterbacks on them have even won a Lombardi. Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's crazy. I think it's completely crazy. The money that gives it out, and see the thing is, it's going back to Rick's comment, a master class work. It's the fact that he didn't wait. Howie Roseman didn't wait one more offseason to give Hurts that extension. Everybody said after 23, you can't give him the extension or whatnot because you just don't know. You give it to him early. And then the contract's balloon. If he would have waited, he might be making $56 million a year. But right now we're doing better because of that. So it's just something. An ancient right conclave in the Phil Illuminati. Yeah. Why do Philly sports teams always seem to get shat on by pro sports? First, it was the NBA with Hinkie. Now it's the NFL with the tush push. The NFL is 1,000 users. Yeah, look. So today, no, actually, I think they said they'll vote on the tush push tomorrow. Today will be on the Olympic vote. Look, the tush push is getting banned. I truly feel like it is happening. I don't think it should, but it's going to happen. And it's we all know the one dude on the competition committee said it after the last meeting. It's not an aesthetically pleasing play. It doesn't look like football, he said. So he basically admitted they don't like the look of it. It's no different than banning the shift in baseball, or if you want to ban bunting in baseball, banning the shift in baseball. Be like banning the zone in basketball. It's stupid. It's really, truly stupid. Hurts' flag football is an ambassador to the Olympics. Doesn't mean he'll be the starting quarterback for the team, but yes, he is. Yeah, I like that. That's a good one, K1. I'm not even mad at the Packers. I don't think it's them at all. I think the Packers do have a big push in it. but it's Roger Goodell. 100% Roger Goodell. And the reason why they waited to vote, because everyone keeps saying they're re-voting. They never voted the first time because they knew they weren't going to get it through. They waited till here because there's going to be no GMs and coaches at the meetings in Minnesota this week, today and tomorrow, to sway owners. So the owners are going to be just all together in a room with Roger Goodell, and he's basically going to be able to say, yo, let's get this through. It's what I want. It's what's best for you guys, so vote my way. That's all he's basically got to say. Unpopular opinion, I don't care about the Olympics. I'm a huge Olympics guy, Big Al. Love the Olympics, all winter and summer. I was in Greece in 2004 for the Olympics. Something about the national pride of Olympics. I just love it. I love showing my national pride, but I also love how other countries take such pride in their Olympic athletes and representing their country and stuff so much. His logo will be the Glendale Community College. Yeah, probably. Phil has not one Eagles merch. I have lots of Eagles merch. Disgrace. Yep. Sorry. The tush push is more original football than the forward pass. Should we ban the next? Look, what's next to get banned? We're setting too much of a precedent by banning plays constantly. We really are. 15-yard penalty, illegally using a player to ram another player. Man, that sounds. That's what she said. Typical cancel culture mentality. Cancel something instead of manning up and figuring a way out to stop it. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And we've gone down this rabbit hole far too many times, Rick, with the whole, banning the tush push. It sucks. It's what's going to happen. But it's not because it's a dangerous play. It's not any of that stuff. It's just simply, it's not aesthetically pleasing to the eye, to the casual fan. So they're going to ban it. Plain and simple. And it is going to get banned. I am almost positive that by the time tomorrow afternoon is over, Thursday morning, we'll be talking about the banned tush push. Plain and simple. It is what it is. Nothing I can do about that. Man. We're not coping or seething. We just feel it's unfair that a play that we dominate with is getting banned just because nobody else can do it. Yeah, look, I get it. The participation trophy era. I see 3 fanatics, but not a single swoop or gritty. I don't have a fanatic or swoop or gritty. I know that. I got plenty of Eagles merch. See, there's an Eagles logo right above my finger right there. See? There's my Eagles logo right there, right above the finger. Think it's getting banned by any year? No, I think it gets banned this year. I really, truly do. I think they'll get it. I'm just going to say it, guys. I can't believe we're only 23 minutes into the show. It feels like I've been talking for like 6 hours right now. This is going to be one of those long, dragging shows because I really can't. I'm really struggling to get through this here today. But anyway, I also, on top of this Eagles, on top of Nick Sirianni, or the tush push and Jalen Hurts stuff, obviously Nick Sirianni got the extension. He obviously deserves it. And I think we can put to bed any criticism of Nick Sirianni, the head coach, at this point. 4 years as our head coach, after a terrible opening press conference, after a Flowers letter or press conference, the winningest coach in football, highest winning percentage, over 50 wins, over 70 win percentage, 2 NFC titles, East titles, 2 NFC East titles, 2 NFC championship titles, a Super Bowl championship. I think we can put to bed the Nick Sirianni criticism, even if 2025 was terrible. I think you could put it to bed for at least 2 to 3 years. That Nick Sirianni is the man. Just want to put that out there. So a defender puts in all the work of playing football D. Instead of having to earn the yard, they just ram a player. Stop them. Do you think the Eagles will turn to a more traditional quarterback sneak in short yards or utilize? I think they will do both. The Eagles ran the basic quarterback sneak from 2017 to 2020 perfectly fine with Carson Wentz with a high success rate. They've got a great offensive line. I think they will use, I don't know about A.J. Dillon, maybe Saquon Barkley, but you got Ben Van Summer in the fullback. You got Ty Robinson, the deep tackle that has played fullback. they're going to line up in a lot of different short yardage formations. And because of Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and that offensive line, they'll still get the first down most times. Phil should do the gritty? Yeah, no. With Hurts, under center, normal quarterback sneak would work just fine. Problem is, they'll find that quarterback sneak will have more injuries than the tush push. Exactly. I love that comment. I do. Absolutely agree with you on that, Duck. Bills fans, you got to untuck, yeah. On top of all this, I'm not banning it, but it cheapens the game, ramming 5. No, it does not. You're just jealous that your team can't do it. If you really do it, a deep dive into tush push in 2024, less than half, probably more, barely touched Hurts, if at all. Yeah, exactly. The one on top of talking the tush push, obviously, bring the Phillies into the conversation. Obviously, to Rick's delight, they are the first place Phillies, first place in the National League, second best team in all of baseball now with their current 4-game winning streak. But despite all that, obviously on Sunday morning, there was the breaking news, and we couldn't talk about it yesterday, that Jose Alvarado was suspended for 80 games, along with the playoffs, for testing positive for a banned substance, obviously some kind of testosterone. And based off of the statements by the Phillies, Rob Thompson and whatnot, it's not something that Jose Alvarado is going to appeal or that was a mistake or a bad test. It's clearly that he failed a drug test. And obviously it's clear, might be why that he turned his season around from last year so much. And yes, Big Al is exactly what I'm getting at. I never want to see Jose Alvarado in a Phillies uniform again. He's going to be able to come back week with like 20 games left of the season, maybe. I don't want him back. You just let down the other 25 guys in that locker room. You just said to your teammates, I don't care about you guys. Screw you. I'm going to cheat. But if I get caught, oh well. Jose Alvarado is dead to me, just like you. I think it's a selfish act from him. And I think it's something that we should take more seriously. And yeah, I mean, he's really screwed the Phillies. The bullpen's already been a question mark. Obviously, Jordan Romano's been pitching better, etc. But we went from needing 1, maybe 2 bullpen arms to now needing 2, maybe 3 bullpen arms because of Jordan Romano or because of Jose Alvarado. And I think it sucks. And it really pissed me off that it happened. It makes a lot of sense of why the guy's been playing so well, but it really pisses me off. It really, really does. Bills are garbage. I admit that does. I admit that, but does it look like a cheating play? No. The Eagles will not miss a beat if they ban the push monster or line quarterback. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they'll miss a beat either. I am absolutely fine as long as a running back does not grab Hurts and push. Okay. Dombrowski needs to earn his money and make the right moves to fix this. Obviously, the popular name right now, Rick, is David Robertson, still available. So that's obviously an option in the bullpen. They need to make some trades. Mick Abel had a phenomenal start on Sunday. Trade the guy for the best available arm right now. We cannot let this season slip away when we get to the playoffs because our bullpen isn't good enough. This team is good enough, like I've always said, to win a lot of baseball games and make the playoffs. All comes about October. So don't waste time. Don't get outbid on anybody. Dombrowski cannot be cautious like he has been for the last couple of years. He needs to go all in. And he needs to do it now, quite frankly. Anyone who thinks that ramming the player forward is how the tush push works, the push by the running back and tight end is to keep the quarterback from getting pushed backwards. I think that's a very fair statement from you. Very, very fair. We use A.J. Dillon, and you will see more injuries because of F equals MA. Like, I don't even know if A.J. Dillon makes the team. We don't know if A.J. Dillon can even play. But beside that, yes. I agree. Bills are second best at it, and they still stink at it. What if AJ catch it 10-yard downfield and other player grab him and push him ahead? I mean, the defense is allowed to push you back, but we're not allowed to push them forward. Why the double standard there? No vote on tush push today. Lori is talking to connections. Yes, they're gonna. It seems like the report is, Barb, and good morning to you, Barb, that the tush push vote will come tomorrow. Today, the Olympic vote will go through. And then tomorrow will be the tush push, and I'm not sure which day they're voting on the reseeding of the playoffs rule, but that'll be another rule that's up for vote today. I mean, he's on the Eagles right now, but if he doesn't make the Eagles, maybe, who knows? Guys, and you're watching Trend in the AM. We're a half hour in. I don't know if I can go a full 90 minutes. Maybe we'll get to 60 minutes today. But please, if you haven't yet, like, share, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it if you could do all three of those. Would mean a lot. So you just want these rugby plays because Hurts can lift mother lovers. Look, you can be jealous of it if you want. That's what you are. You're jealous of a play. But anyway, Jose Alvarado, you know, it's funny. When the news broke, it was super close to game time. Rob Thompson, first off, and you know I'm critical of him. The way he addressed it to the media, you could just tell how disappointed he was. When Bryce Harper talked about it and was asked about it with the media, you could tell how disappointed he was in it. This is a thing. Actually, if anything, the Jose Alvarado suspension could actually bring the Phillies together closer and tighter because one of their guys cheated. And it'd be a great opportunity for the leaders of the locker room to gather everybody up and be like, yo, we've got a goal. We need to stay focused. So I almost feel like, despite the part that we lose our best reliever for the rest of the season, could have a positive effect, if that makes sense. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, Judd. Hope you are well. What's up, Bruce Bryce Harper? How you doing? I don't understand why the Eagles have to have a push play at all. They have the best O-line. Can't hurt to it. He absolutely could. And when it gets banned, he will. But why stop doing the push play when nobody has figured out a way to stop it, Barb? And honestly, as Ducks pointed out, I kind of feel like the tush push play is safer than a traditional quarterback sneak. Just my opinion. Like the problem with banning the tush push is because it's getting banned for the wrong reasons. It's getting banned because it doesn't look cool to the casual fan, and it's getting banned because nobody can stop it. It's not getting banned for any statistical analysis point that proves it's a bad play. Just because nobody can stop it. And it's not cool. Have you not watched early football? Tush push is how they started playing football. Yeah. Bruce Harper, do we know him? Phil, do we want what? Bruce is here all the time. I feel you are right, as it could be good if everyone makes a stronger bond. Yeah, I kind of just came up with that kind of out of nowhere. And that was the first time I put that out in the public. But I kind of feel like this kind of devastating Jose Alvarado news can actually bring everybody together. If Harper and Schwarber stood up in the locker room after Rob Thompson spoke and announced it and said, yo, guys, let's band together. Let's not let this be a distraction. He chose his bed. He's done. I think it's interesting. Did they do tush push in Little Giants? Maybe. Phil gave the COL pen a Chicago sunroof. What? Oh, Phil's gave the Colorado pen a Chicago. I got you. Sorry. I'm struggling today, Nooms. I'm doing my best here. I'm trying to power through here today. But yeah, great comeback win for the Phillies last night. Absolutely. The tush push is getting banned because the Eagles are the best at it. I think here's the question, Todd. If the tush push was being overly successful by the Cowboys, the Chiefs, would it be getting banned? I still think maybe it would be. If you just take the situation and put it on another team, I still think it would be banned. I don't think it's because it's the Eagles. I think it's because it doesn't look good on TV. And simply stated, it's too dominant. And they don't want one team in any sport, doesn't want one team better than everybody at one thing. They're not trying to ban the play explicitly. They want to stop the pushing forward on offensive plays. I get it. I get what they're trying to do. But why are we banning it? Is it unsafe? No proof of that. Is it unstoppable? Well, why don't you learn how to stop it? That's all I'm saying. I just feel like we change rules to benefit the casual fan. It's the same thing with the shift. You know, it would be saying banning bunting in baseball. Not to sound like a kiss ass, but thanks, Phil. Sick and still putting on a show. I appreciate it. I'm doing my best. I am trying to power through today. I thought yesterday afternoon I was feeling a little bit better. I feel 10 times worse today than I have the last 48 hours. But I'm trying. Too much going on to skip too many shows here. Yes, he is. He is. I feel maybe Thompson could put Walker in the bullpen and make well, Walker is in the bullpen. I think he's starting this week, but because of the Nola injury that popped up, which we didn't even talk about that yet either. Yeah, look, I think McAble was a showcase for trade. He pitched way better than we could have imagined, which congratulations to McAble on an amazing performance on Sunday. But they got a lot of maneuvering to do, especially with the Nola injury now. So you're saying the push is getting banned out of pure jealousy. Yes, absolutely. No one likes us, and we don't care. And as Marshawn would say, line that shit up and knock it down. Yeah, if another team was doing it, I'd want it banned too. See, no, I wouldn't. So is Alvarado good enough to sting but not devastate the team, to bring out the aggressive Dombrowski and making plays who need it to step up? Yeah, look, I think there could be some good from the Alvarado thing that comes out. It's a weird way to look at it, but I think good can come from Jose Alvarado. It cheapens the chess game and hard work of previous plays. No, it does not. If another team did it to us, I'd want it banned too. See, you guys are crazy. Passing the tight end should be banned because the tight end is a lineman, not a receiver. There you go. The creativity of the touch push shows how good the Eagles' play calling is. They take advantage of the offensive line. Yeah, I mean, it's like you've got. I'm trying to think of it. I'm trying to come up with a comparison, but I couldn't come up with one off the top of my head. But it's like, yeah, we have something. We've got something here, but we're not going to use it because it's going to make it too. Like, let's not put salt on our food because it makes it taste good. But we don't want to put it on there. We don't want it to taste good. I feel the Packers and other teams that want it banned, it wish they had talent to do that. Yeah, teams try it all the time, Bruce. They just fail. They've all tried it. If Nola gets better and Painter can do well, is it Ranger and Walker to the pen? See, should be a Ranger in the pen all along. Ranger being a free agent, they're going to try to keep him in the rotation as long as possible. I think when Nola comes back and Painter comes up, you might go to a 6-man rotation. You very well might. With Wheeler still pitching every fifth day. I think that's what happened. The fiasco against Washington in the playoffs brought this thing to a head. Yeah, absolutely. And ahead, they basically said you can't try to time out a play. Look, it was a little different in that playoffs because they obviously were trying to time it out. But Frankie Luvu got a little too over the top with the situation and did it, 600-700 times in a row? I think that was part of it. But they've been talking about banning this play, Barbara, for over a year now. You watch and analyze the push. The push happens after the quarterback had made its move to one side or another and have gotten the yardage. Yeah, I agree with that statement, Doc. Absolutely. The Phillies have to pay Alvarado. He is suspended without pay. So that clears up that money as well. He could come back with I think it's 20 games left in the season, but he's not eligible for postseason. He has a team option for $9 million next year. So you'd have to think that they're going to decline that team option instantly after the season's over, because why would they do that? But yeah, they don't have to pay him for the 80 games that he's suspended for. The NFL's messing with onside kick rule and basically destroying kickoffs in general. Absolutely. They're also trying to reseed playoffs. And I would like to get everybody's opinion on that. I'm not thrilled with the idea of reseeding in the first round, but there's a proposed amendment to the rule change that is reseeded after the first round. So the division winner, even if you're 9-8, still gets a home game. But then in the second round, if you win that game, you're not necessarily, they reseed it based off a different thing. So I kind of like the reseeding after the first game. Why not change the defensive rules allowing linebackers to push D tackles instead of ban? It seems like a lazy rule writing. Why not just ban all pushing? Let's just turn, I mean, we're not putting football in the Olympics. We're putting flag football in the Olympics. Let's just turn the NFL into flag football, basically. The problem are these teams have not properly invested in their line for better part of a decade. They don't invest properly in the offensive line. They don't invest properly. Do you think that if all things were the same on the Eagles' defense, but the push was the Chiefs' play, do you think the Chiefs would have had a success rate higher than the Eagles on the tush push in the Super Bowl? I think it would be less because the Eagles have invested not just in the O-line, but the defensive line as well. The Eagles invest in the trenches and then build out. They go from in to out. They keep Alvarado. Why would they keep him? He literally basically said, F you Phillies, F you teammates, I'm going to cheat. He did it 3 times. I once saw an Eagles versus Dallas game where inside the 5, the Eagles committed like 6 penalties in opening. Look, I was being a little sarcastic with 600 times, obviously. I thought it was like 4 or 5, but 3 maybe, whatever. But it was getting out of control to an extent. A little over the top. But whatever. Learn to stop it, basically. Simple supply and demand for Alvarado. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Alvarado's a really good pitcher, but he's just the best we have. I get supply and demand, but I don't know how you bring someone like him back in the locker room where basically he went into business for himself and screwed over his teammates. Personally. That's just me. If you get a kicker who routinely kicks 75 yards, are we banning field goals? Just saying. Why are people afraid to run? It's not that we're afraid. We're not afraid of life after the tush push, Barb. I think that's where you're misunderstanding our opinions. The Eagles will still be successful running the quarterback sneak, running Saquon Barkley or whoever in short yardage. Perfectly fine with that. It's the reasoning that they're banning it. They haven't given us a real reason to ban it, other than at least the one guy admit it accidentally that they're banning it because of the aesthetics of the play. If they would just say, we don't like the look of the play, it's bad for business, at least I'd give them credit for being honest. They keep giving us pace of play. They keep giving us this player safety BS. The reasoning behind banning it is the problem. It's not banning the play. You want to ban the play? That's fine. Give me a real, honest answer, not you, Barbara, the league, on why it's being banned. That's all I want. With factual data on why. Plain and simple. That's all it is. If he was a right-hander, he would be out. That's a fair point because he is a lefty. A conspiracy theory. Roger told Luvu to keep jumping. I've seen other people say this. I have seen this, Big Al. And it's not crazy. You guys are being too hard on him. He was trying to do something nice for you guys. Wait. But you could. I'm sorry, who? What? Who did? I don't understand. Who are you talking about there? You guys are being too hard on him. Something nice for you guys. What are you talking about there? I'm not sure what you're even getting at there, Zach. I don't like the reseeding of the playoffs because it doesn't happen often. How often does another team in another division substantially have a better record? Yeah, I know. That's true. That's fair. It doesn't happen often. I actually think the reseeding can help the Eagles over the next 5 years because the Eagles and the Commanders are going to be battling for the NFC East every year for the next 5 years, which kind of puts us at a point where we might have a 12-win season at some point in the next couple of years and be a wild card team. Very possible. So it could help the Eagles. But I get this, and I do understand this. I do get both sides of it, I'll just say. Watch figure skating if you want aesthetics. Fair point. And I do watch figure skating. I love when the Olympics are on, I do watch it. I was thinking that Big Al, that Luvu pushed refs to wait it gone. No, you said it. I want the league to admit these things. That's what it is, Barb. They give us these BS answers. Not you, not me, not Duck. We know what the reason is. I just want them to be honest. Be transparent. That's all I want. Hurts is actually really good at the sneak. Yeah. Absolutely. I feel the play should not be banned just because everyone else can do it too, but probably not as good as us. They can't do it as good as us. That playoff change will not pass, so don't worry about it. You don't think it will, Barb? I don't know. I'm it's not as likely to pass as the tush push, in my opinion, or the Olympic athletes thing. But I think there's an argument to be made for it. I don't agree with it, but I sort of do, sort of don't. But yeah, I think it's got a chance. They give us the toughest schedule and ban the tush push. They really hating on us. Vista, yeah, truth. Actually, I think the Giants have the toughest schedule, which is kind of crazy. You would think more teams going on fourth down and the tush push would make the NFL more interesting to casual fans. You would think. Doesn't seem to be going like that. Did you see Scheffler? Yeah. I opened the show up, but here's a question, and there's more people in the chat now than there were at the beginning. Scotty Scheffler did dominate and win the PGA Championship, obviously, Bruce, and everybody. The most boring championship superstar athletes in all sports over the last 30, 40 years. Scotty Scheffler, Tim Duncan, maybe Kawhi Leonard, maybe Wayne Gretzky. That's what the answers have been so far. To me, it's Scheffler and Duncan, 1, 2. Most boring superstar athletes that have won championships. Somebody give me somebody better. And, yeah, I mean, he did straight just dominate. There has to be a real prize for winning their division. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just going to become the NBA and just have 2 conferences. But there's that argument, Duck. You do away with divisions, you just have the NFC and the AFC. I don't like that, though. I watch curling, K1, and I'm not even joking. It has not been settled. Curling is not aesthetically pleasing, but it's very calming. It is very calming. Except for when you get a really aggressive crowd going, when they start shouting and stuff like that. I don't like the playoff change, even though I will complain when the NFC South has a 500 team. Yeah. Well, when we have to go on the road in the first round someday because of that, yeah, we'll all be there. Adam Schefter said the playoff thing he probably won't pass. Did he? Okay. I was not around much yesterday on my phone, so I didn't see much. I didn't even know Nick Sirianni got an extension until about 6 o'clock last night. Scheffler or Leonard. Someone else said Leonard earlier. I kind of disagree a little bit on Leonard. I think he's a little bit of a behind-the-scenes problem, but I think Tim Duncan over Kawhi Leonard basketball player-wise. Do you feel Scheffler could become as good as Tiger Woods? No, I do not. There will never be another Tiger Woods. I don't think the golf game can ever get to a point where there's a Tiger Woods again. You know that if the Dallas Cowboys came up with the tush push, see, I brought that up and I disagree. I do, and I appreciate you tuning in. Everybody that tunes in today gets an extra star next to their name because I'm powering through a bad cold right now. So I appreciate each and every one of you. And Sean, I don't know. I still think it would be the appearance of it is not what the league wants. Barbara has to be related to Mariska Haggerty somehow along the line. What? Brain's not thinking clearly. Bikini curling. Why would the NFL follow the NBA, which is a failing product that has more conspiracy theories on being rigged than the NFL? NBA's payroll is way out of control too. That too for sure. I'm old enough to remember when no one could stop the 49ers and their West Coast offense. Yeah, I mean, I'm old enough to remember that. And everybody tried to adopt it. Remember, we tried to make Donovan McNabb a West Coast offense quarterback. And that failed miserably. You know, what's going to happen is it's going to get banned. The Eagles are going to go to the wishbone. And they're just going to dominate with the wishbone. you're going to have I'm trying to do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you're going to have 6 offensive linemen, the quarterback, 3 running backs, 7 offensive linemen, a quarterback. I'm trying to do the math. 6 offensive linemen, a quarterback, and 3 running backs. They're going to run the wishbone with Ty Robinson and Ben Van Sumeren blocking, and then they're going to ban the wishbone. That's too old school. We can't have that in the game. Hurts is doing commercials for flag football in the Olympics, but I bet he never participates in it. Honestly, obviously, with the whole Joel Embiid thing, we've got an ugly taste in our mouth with the Olympics and our athletes. It would be a huge honor for Jalen Hurts to represent the country, but obviously, I don't want him to get hurt. Who will represent Team USA? He is the ambassador, but it doesn't mean he's going to be the guy. Would it be him? Would it be Lamar Jackson? Joe Burrow? Who would be Patrick Mahomes? Who would be the guy to represent Team USA? Your best bet. I disagree. I honestly think the NFL hates the Eagles fan base and wants to screw the team at every turn. I mean, I think they dislike us for sure, but I don't think so. I think the media hates us. I think fan bases in our city hate us, but the league knows the Eagles are good for business. And they know the Eagles being really good or really bad is good for business. The Eagles drive clicks. The Eagles drive engagement on social media. I don't think the league hates the Eagles fan base as much as the media and other cities do. Would the NFL ban the push if it was Mahomes? I think they would. I really, truly do. Dude, I hope so. This is like 2 days now. I never get sick. And when I do, it's over like this. This is several days. This is a killer. The Eagles are going to break out the Delaware wing tee. You don't know what that one is. But sure, here. Oh, I got to write that one down. I got to Google that one up. Delaware wing tee. I'll look that one up. I'm just trying to do the math here. I'm trying. 3 running backs and a quarterback. That's 4. So 7 offensive linemen. All right. Dude, okay, well, don't I get a benefit of the doubt today? Like, I'm trying, all right? I'm doing my best here. Line Mailata up at fullback on short yardage. Hell, put Jordan Mailata and Jordan Davis back there. Put the Jordans back there, all right? They'll ban that. That's what they'll do. They'll put Mailata and Davis in the backfield on the wishbone, and they'll ban using offense and defensive linemen in the backfield. That would be the next thing. Not trying to be the guy to say the NFL is against the Eagles, but after dominating the Golden Child in the Super Bowl, they're pushing harder than ever. I get it. I do, but I disagree. We are the most trigger fan base and will give them tons of views. Yeah, exactly. I think that's all it's about. Wishbone is a small detective who solves mysteries. Okay. Richard, yeah. I've been asking for the refrigerator Perry play from our guys for a long time. I have. What's up, Chris? How you doing? And welcome to the show. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, share. Banning the play because of aesthetics is nonsense. If that were true, then they should ban the traditional quarterback sneak as well. Teams just hate one team having an advantage. Instead of trying to figure it out, right? Just figure it out. Draft teams well. Don't give Dak Prescott $60 million. Don't give Brock Purdy $53 million. Get an offensive line. Get a defensive line. Find a winning quarterback. Oh, is he? I don't know. I'm doing my best here to hang in there. The wing tee. Okay. You're showing Toronto Maple Leafs type heart battling through. I'm trying. Is that what? I don't even get the Toronto Maple Leafs reference because I don't watch much hockey right now. 70 St. Joe Prep around the Delaware wing tee. Truth. St. Joe's Prep. You know what we used to say? St. Joe's Prep, Malvern Prep, Salesianum Prep. All those schools only exist or existed or exist because you weren't smart enough to get into Devon Prep. That's what we used to say. My high school ran the Delaware wing tee until like 96. I still have no idea what that is, but I'm going to look it up. How does a team get as bad as the Colorado Rockies? They're just as bad as the Rockies hockey team from back in the day. The Rockies have been a bad baseball team for a pretty long time, Nooms. They really have. Do they struggle to get free agency, or get players in free agency, Nooms? Or do they just not have the money to get free agents? Have they been beat out on free agency, or just no one chooses them? That's a question to ask right there. Or probably a bit of both. The Giants eliminated Joe Montana several times in the playoffs. Doesn't Georgia Tech still run the wing T? Nuggies out of the playoffs. Knicks versus Thunder is what it will be. I would love to see the Pacers beat the Knicks, though. Phillies show Coach McGinty. He has heart. I'm putting the heart out there. I feel like I've done 3 hours already, and we haven't even hit the first hour mark yet, which is crazy. But there's, gotta be. I gotta be getting an A for effort today. That's got to be the least of it. 19 likes on the video today, not bad. We haven't gained any new subscribers. Still sitting for 523. But 19 likes, not too bad. Make sure if you haven't yet, you hit the like button, the share button, the subscribe button. Rooting for the T-Wolves. Barb, all I'm rooting for is the T-Wolves Thunder to go 7 games, because that, to me, is the NBA Finals. They're the 2 most entertaining teams left in the NBA playoffs. I just can't root for the Knicks because I hate Jalen Brunson and his way of playing basketball, which I was in a conversation with a friend the other day. Like, Jalen Brunson doesn't have to play like an a-hole all the time, flopping around. He's good enough not to do that. The Pacers would be bad for ratings to win, but you got to root for the Pacers, at least for TJ McConnell. But the T-Wolves versus the Thunder is the playoff series right there. Anthony Edwards versus Gilgeous Alexander. I only knew 2 players on the team. Herbert gave up game. Yeah. Beat Timber. What? The wing T. It's a 3-back football offensive formation where one of the running backs lines up behind and gets the side. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. 3-back backfield and the wing back. Okay, all right. That should be a great series, the Western one. Absolutely agree. I think it's the NBA wishes they had 2 good teams like that in the finals. They're going to promote the hell out of that series too, and hope that really does something. It's just, I think Anthony Edwards and SGA are the 2 most entertaining young basketball players in the NBA right now, and the league's in good hands with them. And hopefully, both of them have their coming out party in this series, and it's one-on-one, them going at it all series long. NBA desperately needs New York team in the finals. They do. It's a shame to say that, K1. But for ratings, if it's Pacers versus anybody else, the ratings are going to, no offense to Minnesota or OKC, they're not going to draw the casual fans. The Knicks will draw the casual fans in. Only Knicks, maybe Thunder. No, the Knicks are the only team to ever win. No, the Pacers might have won one back in the day. Joker's kind of a dummy. Thunder won it back when they were, well, yeah. Does that count? I don't know if that counts. Phil, have some chicken noodles. Oh, I will be. Don't worry. Already got it. But I drank 2 cups of tea with honey last night before bed, and it didn't make me feel any better. Kemp is goated. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely gonna be watching this. Maybe after tonight, because I gotta do golf tonight at 6:00 too. I can't skip the golf show. I just can't. I will. Oh man, I'm trying. Anyway, where was I? I lost my whole train of thought there on that one. Lots of electrolytes. A lot of electrolytes. Anyway, we're at the top of the hour now. Trend the AM on the STT Sports Network. I think I'll give you guys another 15 minutes or so of my time, but like, share, subscribe. We're talking Phillies. First place Phillies. And I saw a tweet from somebody saying, "Oh, I thought the Phillies weren't good enough." I think we got to also take the Phillies record with a grain of salt. This May schedule has been very easy for the Phillies. A lot of bad teams. They're winning games they're supposed to win. Some of the same problems still exist with this team. They're still going to win 90-some games this year. They're still going to make the playoffs. But it does not matter how many regular season wins they have. It matters how many October wins they have. I just want everybody to pump the brakes on the Phillies just a little bit. I'm enjoying them. I'm hooked. I'm going to stop criticizing them so much, but I still think we need to be patient with this Phillies team. Yeah. Does it count though? I don't even know what that is, but okay. Try my best today. Do us and yourself a favor and skip the golf show. No. It's May. Take baseball records with a grain of salt. Exactly. If it's too early to count losses, it's too early to count wins too, right, Big Al? Didn't rush the Rockies or Pirates series outside the Skeens game. I wanted to see Skeens and got treated to McAble being even better. Yeah. Stay healthy. Get better. Find consistency. Are you talking about me or the Phillies? But yeah, no, I got you, Big Al. Exactly. They need to stay healthy. They got to get a bullpen. Now the offense is coming around. Still don't get why Bryson Stott's not an everyday player, but whatever. Stanley Cup playoffs are greater than the NBA playoffs. Go Oilers. Yeah, I can't say I've watched too much Stanley Cup playoffs this year, but maybe next year when the Flyers are in it. Truth. So did you make money on the PGA? I did not. I had a bad week. Bryson, I mean, I didn't turn a pro. I broke even on DFS, but that was about it. If Bryson would have won, I would have had. When Bryson took the lead on Saturday, I was turning a huge DFS profit, and I had a huge bet on Bryson to win. Bryson screwed me, though. Skeens did dominate. Skeens did great. McAble just did a little bit better, right? 524. Oh, we gained one more subscriber. How about that? I like to hear that. We're up to 524. We're getting there. We're getting there. Do the Phillies win the 22 series if Chas McCormick doesn't make that catch? I don't know. Cup playoffs have been underwhelming. No juice. I have to go to work. Who's going to go to work? Am I going to close my pizza shop for the day? I got a catering order. I at least got to go in and deliver it. Got to do what you got to do. You just got to wash your hands and cover your face and do what you got to do. I only work till 4 today. We close at 4 on Tuesdays. So I got to go in. My food truck got delivered today. So I got thousands of dollars worth of food that's got to get put away. And I got to deliver a catering order. So it is what it is. The Stott and no closer thing still bother me. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. John Rahm fell apart. And Scotty Scheffler tried to fall apart a few times. It just didn't. Nobody could, there were moments where other players could have taken that title from Scotty. Skeens needs to get out of Pittsburgh. They will burn it. Here's a question for you. I've heard some MLB touts talking about this. Go make a trade, the Yankees or whatever, for Paul Skeens. Would you trade Andrew Painter, a package around Andrew Painter for Paul Skeens? Andrew Painter and A.D. Miller? I would do it. Pirates will never pay Skeens. So why not? Why not maybe consider moving on from him? Going all out like that. Be interesting, right? It's a thought process, right? Maybe. I don't know. Something like that. Just thinking out loud. Just thinking out loud on that one. What's up, Rolla? How you doing? The Phillies are really close, but obviously need bullpen up and probably another bat in center field. Yeah. And he hasn't yet. He hasn't yet. Now, the Jose Alvarado thing is putting a little bit more pressure on him. A little bit more sense of urgency on him. Painter is Wheeler, man. He might be. Very well might be. Maybe not. You never know. Skeens is a for sure thing. Skeens gave up 3 hits, and 1 should have been an error only because Pirates couldn't make a routine play. Well, 1 gave up no runs, struck out 9. The other gave up 1 run. It's just that McAble was a hotshot prospect that fell off and then has made a miraculous recovery this year. That's why I'm giving him credit. And the other thing is, the Pirates annoyed me. I thought it was kind of silly. They were propping up Skeens' performance. Look, first career complete game or first complete game of the season. they were really hyping up his performance post-game, but in a losing effort. So, hyping up all his stats except for the loss. Crawford is coming. I know it, yeah. I have stuff to learn, but the parts are all there. Yeah, I expect them to at least have a conversation with David Robertson this week if they haven't already. Reports are he was on their list. So, has he? I don't know. So, are you saying he's due? That's always the worst. Every elite pitcher is always due, right? Every elite pitcher is always due for Tommy John surgery. It's a shame, but it's a matter of the business, right? It's part of the business, right? It is what it is. So, Jose Alvarado, gone. Does it make sense when I say it could bring the team together? I never said I don't respect him. I think he's an amazing pitcher. I just said I would trade Andrew Painter for him in a heartbeat. I just throwing it out there that Mick Gable had an amazing game. And I don't like when team social media, the Pirates, are putting all this hype out there for his game when he lost. That's all. Yeah, I mean, I'm about 20 minutes behind you on this one. I'll be here. I'll be back tomorrow, most likely. Battling through again. Well, we'll have to do a grade, how I feel today versus how I feel tomorrow morning. I don't think the Pirates would make that trade. Oh, they probably, I mean, obviously you'd have to do a lot more than Andrew Painter. But there's already been rumors flying around, Barb, that the Yankees have already inquired and how many prospects they'd have to give up for him. I'm just throwing it out there. If he's available on a trade, how much would you willing to give up? Noom's already said no to including Andrew Painter in that deal. I think Skeens is probably the best pitcher in baseball under 25, 26 years old. I think Paul Skeens is maybe the best pitcher in baseball at this point, or really close to it. How much would you trade if he was available? The Pirates will never pay. The Pirates will never have a $200 million pitcher. So the Pirates have him as long as they can. I don't even want to say it. Look, I just got annoyed where they put the entire box score up there except for one thing, the loss. That's all. Wait, Big Al has a job? I'm not sure if he does or not, K1. I think it might just be he tells his wife he's going to work, but he goes and hangs out at Dolan's and just drinks all day long. That's probably what Big Al does. And then Big Al's wife wonders why they have no money. Alvarado takes steroids instead of just exercising and eating better. Yeah, I mean, look. What goes through these baseball players' heads? Like, they know they're going to get tested all the time. Like, why? Why do they think that they're better? Or they're not going to get caught? It's annoying. Missed it, and it pisses me off. And it should piss off the entire locker room. Their guy said, you know what? I'm going in for business for myself. And I'm going to do what I think is best for me. And if it hurts the team, who cares? That annoys me. With the Pirates, Rockies, Marlins, White Sox. I mean, I know the Athletics are having a good season this year, but I think they could kind of be put in that same group as well that doesn't spend any money. But yeah. And I mean, if you are a young prospect, Barb, and you got drafted by, say, the Pirates, you know that your career in Pittsburgh is only going to last until your arbitration days are up, and then you're going to be elsewhere. These cities, they're just a farm system for the big spending teams. And I don't know what the answer is to that or how you fix that problem, Barb. I think Big Al interns for maybe. Testing is random. You could get a big contract if you get an edge. But if you get caught, you're screwed. Dodger fan friend of mine offered half a salary each to take Nola off our hands and throw in a relief pitcher. Yeah, no. I don't want to eat that. That's a big contract. Very, very, very big contract to eat even half of. And I'm hoping that Aaron Nola, we didn't really get to talk about it. that came out, Thursday or Friday. Aaron Nola going on the injured list seems kind of coincidental after his worst start on, Thursday night. It's a shame. But hopefully it's a phantom thing. Hopefully it's one of those things where he gets his head right, gets his arm right, and is fine in 3-4 weeks. I know you're anti-Aaron Nola, and I know I'm pro-Aaron Nola. But isn't it in the best interest of the team if Aaron Nola at least levels out a little bit? To an extent. Pirates own Skeens till 29. That's his wow. That's arbitration. That eligible. That's a weird. It's weird with baseball with that. That's crazy. It's still that much time. Man, well, I guess last year was his first year. So yeah, this is still crazy, Barb. What happens if you get caught? 80-game suspension for Jose Alvarado for his first suspension. Nola isn't injured. Oh yeah, I fully believe it was a phantom injured list because it was his ankle. You're telling me if his ankle was injured, he was out there pitching on an injured ankle? I don't think so. I've seen guys take steroids in high school and college football. Seems like a good trade-off for a football scholarship. Yeah, I mean, look, we've heard. Steroids have been a thing for a very long time in sports. We know they exist, but I think it's the way it's looked at in football is different than baseball, which is another whole topic. But we don't make a big enough deal of. We're making a big deal about a tush-push play, but we don't make a big enough deal about steroid use in sports. Just saying. It's something that we turn a blind eye to. It is what it is. I didn't see one person suggest that was what caused Jose Alvarado's turnaround this year. Twice? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I know he did once, maybe twice, early in his career, and yes, we turned a blind eye to it. And that's what I just said. In football, we turn a blind eye to it much more than in baseball. It's kind of crazy. I mean, Lane Johnson is a great player. Now, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but Lane Johnson has battled some mental issues as well. And I got to go back and read maybe what Lane Johnson's problems were or what Lane Johnson used and whatnot. But yeah, he got in trouble for it. It might have been twice. I know once for sure. Might have been twice. For some reason, we turn a blind eye to it in football. It's no big deal, which is crazy. Nola needs to get in better shape, go lift the weight or something. Hit the gym. What was that? What was that quote from Kevin Nash back in the day against CM Punk? Hit the weights, take a shower. Wouldn't you juice for an 8-figure salary? Well, I mean, Aaron Nola or Jose Alvarado ain't getting that salary now. Jose Alvarado does not get paid for the next 80 games. It's going to cost him about $4.5, $5 million, K1. And money on his next contract because he's going to be a free agent. So it's probably going to cost him a good $10 million, which is 8 figures, right? 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there you go. So it's going to cost him 8 figures, potentially. We'll see. Dombo will be aggressive. He understands the window this team has. It's a big part of it. Dombo has to understand the window is there and be super aggressive. If Nola's trying to push off a sprained right ankle, is playing through it, I'll give him credit. But Phil's may have enough for. I did out the whole if they went to a 6-man rotation, but with Wheeler pitching still every 5th day. I mean, I did it out. It's doable. Wheeler wants to go every 5th day. That's fine. He's earned that right. But everybody else, go to 6-man rotation. Thank you, Barb. I'm going to do my best to power through today. Get another good night's sleep tonight. And tomorrow, I should be as good as new for a 40-year-old man. But whatever. But thank you very much. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate it, you all. And if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe. I know we got over 20 likes on this video today. We've gained 1 new subscriber. Let me double check. Yeah, sitting at 524 subscribers. We got 22 likes on this video. If you haven't done those things, guys, please do it. Tomorrow, we'll see what rule changes happen today. We'll discuss them. We'll continue talking the Phillies. We'll continue talking all things tush push and whatnot. These conversations are going to continue on for a long time. We barely talked Nick Sirianni's contract extension today and how much he deserves that. So we'll continue talking about that again tomorrow as well. I'm so happy that Nick Sirianni has overcome so much hate in his own city to become one of the best coaches in football. One that you cannot doubt anymore. That's getting the benefit of the doubt now for the next couple of years from his team, his organization. Always more critical on our own guys, but make no mistake about it, Nola would be very appealing to the market. Maybe. Not at that contract where he's pitched right now, but yeah, maybe. I've even seen soldiers in the Army take stories to get higher ranking. Guy went from Gomer pilot to Captain America. Gotcha. I like that. That's good. It's so well earned for Nick, and that was supposed to be the main topic today, but we kind of got sidetracked with tush pushing and other things here. But yeah, Nick Sirianni deserves every penny he gets. And the rumors are he's getting about the same as Ben Johnson with the Bears. But in my mind, that's crazy that he should be one or two in the highest paid coaches. I guess Andy Reid still deserves to be one of the high paid coaches. Sean McVay is up there as well. I honestly don't even know what the top coaching salaries are in the NFL right now. We don't even know what his contract extension is at this point. I'm going to refresh Twitter real quick to see if anything got posted today since we've went live. Everybody just posting how the Phillies are in first place, and that's it. But he deserves every penny of it, without a doubt. Deserves every penny of it, and that's good. Just paging through Twitter real quick here, seeing if anything new has been dropped. Yeah. Anyway, the rush push is ridiculous, regardless of the tweaks that are made to it. Nobody's stopping us on short yards. Exactly. Hell, we were running successful short yardage plays with Carson Wentz in 2017. So I ain't worried about it at all. Eagles are carrying sports. What's up, Wolf Season? Make sure you like, share, subscribe. They carry Philly sports. But there's plenty to talk about with the other teams, too. With the Phillies, with Jose Alvarado, Aaron Nola, Mick Abel. There's plenty to talk about with the Sixers. Now we're talking about trading for Laurie Marketing, which I talked about all last offseason. Whatever. But the Eagles drive Philly sports. They do. You know, everybody makes fun of WIP for playing the greatest hits with the Eagles every day. But they play the greatest hits because that's what people want to talk about. At the end of this baseball season, we'll be saying that Rob Thompson deserves every penny of his extension. I hope so, Rick. I hope so. Because you know what that means? It means we won a World Series. Hate me for having doubt, but I'd be very happy if that's true. You know I'll be right here, giving you your flowers and admitting my mistakes. Just forgive me for having my doubts. But at this point, with them being 29 and 18 now, I'm at least willing, outside of him benching Bryson Stott against lefties, I'm willing to relax on the Phillies. I'm willing to enjoy how the season's playing out at this point. I've given them the benefit of the doubt at this point. I just don't like Bryson Stott not being an everyday player, and the bullpen is an issue, but I'm relaxing on the Phillies and the hot takes at this point. 100%. I just need to see it in October. I don't care if they win 90 games or 115 games. They have to show it in October. They have not done that yet. They won 95 games last year, bowed out quickly. So forgive me for having doubts, but I'm going to be patient with them for the time being. I set the over-under at July 4th. So somewhere in that range. Early to mid-July. How about 69 games? What? Always with a joke. Always with a joke. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up about 10 minutes early today. Make myself a little bit more tea before I go to work. Everybody have a great Tuesday. I'll be back live tonight, 6 o'clock. Fairway to Heaven with Jason and Steven Fuentes. But guys, have a great Tuesday. See you at 6 tonight for Fairway to Heaven, or back here tomorrow morning for another episode of Training the AM. Hopefully I feel better tomorrow. But where else are you going to get all this great content with me, with a host that doesn't skip a day because he feels like, but I think I deserve extra credit for how I pulled through today. But anyway, everybody have a great day. Go Birds. And I normally say bubbles up, but I'm trying to think of an alternative that, no, we'll just say bubbles up, guys. Have a good one, guys.